Stay with us. It's that time on the Sunday morning. It's time for Tumi Sedumedi and the Art Bulletin.
We're coming to you from the newly launched Stephen Wilson Co-Studios out in Nelson Mandela Square in Sandton, Johannesburg. Welcome to this edition of the Art Bulletin. My name is Tumi Sedumedi, and as always, thank you so very much for staying with us. Who creates the city? Who actually shapes its future? Those are the questions the latest exhibition on at the Goethe Institute titled Weltstadt wants answers to. The exhibition is on until the 27th of August.
Weltstadt, which in German means world city, literally, asks the question about who creates a city, right? Like, how are cities defined, how do they function, and who decides this? Because obviously there's a history of top-down planning processes, city planning, government deciding, how do cities function, how it should be, and they implement all sorts of measures to make it the way they imagine it should be. But obviously today there's a lot of kind of citizen initiatives, there's a lot of ways that people renegotiate those structures, rethink those structures, and involve themselves in projects that redefine the city. The Goethe Institute curated the exhibition, and it's a number of projects that were all realized in collaboration with the Goethe Institute and with local projects. So for instance, in Johannesburg, we've been working with 2610 South architects and with the University of Johannesburg to realize Informal Studio Marlborough South. Which is a very significant project looking at informal structures and how citizens start to kind of define and work with architects to rethink their spaces.
It will showcase all things digital, promoting an important fusion between technology, art and critical thinking within the digital technology domain. That's the inaugural Fagugesi Digital Africa Festival, which takes place from the 11th of August until mid-September.
It's about bringing together creative arts and creative use of technology in a range of different events, exciting events. What inspired it was the fact that Joburg is really falling behind in the technology race against other unnamed cities in South Africa, and that we really need to create a focus here in the city that will bring the kind of creativity and excitement and energy that would stimulate technological development. The Fagugesi is in fact an umbrella festival that will bring together a whole range of different events, ranging from hardcore IT events like an agile programming conference to really fun, much more popular open events like the Amaze Indie Games Festival. We've got the Inyazi Electronic Music Festival. We've got the Social Media Week. And we're also looking at creating a maker fair type event.
Slippers. Who wants to be seen in public wearing those? If Reach for a Dream and Wimpy have it their way, you'll be wearing those on the 1st of August in what they'd like to call National Slippers Day. They hope to sell thousands of stickers at 10 rands each in support of children suffering from serious illnesses.
What we try to do is engender support from the entire country. And it's super to see people across the spectrum of society wearing their slippers to work. We have doctors in their consulting rooms, we have people on the stock exchange floor, we have attorneys in their offices, we have consumers in shopping centres, and so forth. It's a great opportunity for South Africa to contribute towards Reach for a Dream at only 10 rand a sticker.
I know there's a lot of illnesses in the country, but people don't really pay attention to the issue of cancer, which comes with a lot of versions of it that I think the country and the nation still needs to be educated about it, and to a certain degree it needs to be attended because it tends to be merciless as well.
The Lighthouse on 7th Street in Melville is giving up-and-coming comedians a chance to showcase their talent, and it's all thanks to an idea called Monday Night Comedy. We caught up with the person behind this idea.
We have a nice following of people. A lot of people from Melville come through, students, they like to come through. And the best thing about the Monday Night Comedy is that it's for free. So comedians love coming through, trying out some new material, old material. So it's a nice stage to experiment.
It's grown to the point where sometimes we'd have like 2 shows a night, we'd like have the first show, we have like 8 comedians on the lineup, then we have to like turn other guys away, like, no guys, maybe you guys can come through in the second show. Then we have a second show, more people get out, it's just like, it's like the buzz around Melville right now is crazy.
Imagine 4 successful and influential Joburg-based dance companies coming together to celebrate the end of the winter blues. It's a project called Spring Loaded, and it takes place between the 7th and the 16th of August at the UJ Cowan Theatre.
I think it's important that the collaboration is happening now because the 4 companies are doing different works and they're doing different types of dances and different styles. So by collaborating and doing this season is more of opening channels to learn how or what other companies are doing and their form of dancing.
There's quite a lot. There's quite a number of things to look forward to. All you have to do is just come. It runs from the 7th until the 9th. And also it's about empowering women since it is a Women's Month. So there's quite a lot to learn from, and there's quite a number of things that you're going to take from these different companies coming together and presenting these creative works which says something, and we're dealing with the issues within the society.
Floating World is Patricia Driscoll's 3rd and latest solo exhibition, which is currently on at Gallery Momo in Johannesburg. If you are keen to see her out-of-the-box thinking on display, you better get there before Tuesday, because that's when the exhibition ends.
Floating world is a term that comes from the 16th century Japanese woodblock prints. And it lasted for quite a long time, and it was a move towards appreciating the moment. It's called the floating, fleeting world. And it's a move away from worrying about the world's troubles and concentrating on what makes life pleasurable. My work goes in phases, and it's a move towards simplicity in my work and perhaps in my life as well. You know, often I feel quite overwhelmed as a photographer. What am I going to photograph? What story am I going to tell? What do I feel about the world? And in that way, it's a move towards simplicity, a move away from complexity.
What roles do women play in a war? Or should I ask you, what kind of an impact does a war have on women? Dana Gurira's story titled Eclipse has been adapted into a play which will be directed by Warna Sian and is set to run at the Soweto Theatre from next month. We attended one of their rehearsals.
Eclipse looks at the ravages of a civil war, particularly the Liberian Civil War, and its impact on young women and girl children. The play took over for me. When I read it, I was like, the story has to be told. Also, particularly because the women in Liberia were paramount in brokering the peace that ended up happening after both civil wars. So it became important to say that, yes, we do understand that little boys are being taken in to be child soldiers, but here's a story, another side of it that you may not know. I'm working with amazing performers, Lerato Skele, Ferry Jele, Ngobiles Pamla, Don Msomi, and Koketso Mujela. Really, really amazing performers who research their characters, who give life to their characters.
That's us and our story for this edition of the Art Bulletin, coming to you from the Stefan Wilson Co-Studio Art at the Nelson Mandela Square in Sandton, Johannesburg. If you'd like to find out more about this space, please feel free to visit www.stefanwilsonco.co.za. If you'd like to keep in touch with us, you can always email morninglive@sabc.co.za, or you can tweet at morninglive@sabc. Until next time, it's a goodbye from us.